Jen. So I've done a post in the past which was another inspired Kelly Starrett move of smashing that first rib down, capturing some of the upper trapezius, the levator scapula, these muscles that draw the shoulder blades up towards the ears. And it's been really effective with helping to release these muscles that are pulling up on those shoulder blades, getting the shoulder blades to move a little bit better so we can get into improved overhead positioning with the arms. One of the things that I wanted to expand on that with is getting into a muscle called the supraspinatus. Now this is a muscle that's one of the rotator cuff muscles. It helps to lift your arm up out to the side, and it's actually one of the more commonly torn muscles with a rotator cuff tear. Even though this isn't necessarily directed at the tear itself, we can find some dysfunction, some of that limitation coming into that internal rotation, that pulling position that we need to have for getting through some of the cleans, the clean and jerk, those type of movements. If we don't have the ability to internally rotate effectively, the shoulder blade is going to come tipping forward off the back of the ribs, and that puts you in a kind of a compromised position. So one of the muscles that are part of the tissues that limit this internal rotation is a lot of stiffness in this supraspinatus muscle. So what we're going to be doing is first starting off where you're going to feel with your other hand, you're going to find that spine of the shoulder blade, the scapula. Now this is going to feel like there's a bony line that points from the edge of your shoulder blade all the way out towards your shoulder here. And we want the ball to be just above that. You're going to come down, lay on your back, and you're going to place the ball a little bit more towards the outside, so more towards that shoulder joint itself, just barely in contact with that spine of the shoulder blade. So from here, you're going to press your hips up, drawing your belly button in, keeping your glutes tight. So similar position to that first rib smash, but we're a little bit more lateral, a little bit more to the outside. And now you can extend your arm out to the side as best you can, and just barely cross fiber friction over this area of tissue. You're also capturing some of the trapezius, you're capturing some other muscles, but we're really focusing on that supraspinatus. That's where our attention is at. And you can also come up so you're bringing your fingers pointed towards the ceiling, rotating a little bit into that internal and external rotation, just also helping with some of that cross fiber friction. The muscle fibers run that way. So we're just pinning across, and hopefully you can see that with my jacket. Oh man, just working this whole spot. As you get closer to your shoulder, you're going to run into another area that feels like a bone, and it is a bone. So we want to stay off of that. It's just not going to feel effective at all. You just want to stay in that squishy muscle area, working through. I've also found if you can kind of get into that scarecrow position, and then raise your arms up overhead. This has been unbelievable for ungluing this whole aspect of the shoulder and really opening up, improving the ability to lift your arm overhead without recruiting some of this weird compensations because it's so stiff and tacked down. You can also try coming back into some internal rotation, see if you made any change there. Definitely try to get into that supraspinatus. It's just the top. It means the supra, above, superior to the spine of the scapula, the shoulder blade. So try to hammer that one for a little bit. See if your pulling position doesn't feel a little bit better. See if your overhead position and the alignment of your shoulder blades don't feel a little bit more stable. Good luck.